Bonafide Hustler here, and today I'm going to show you what I dropped $3,300 on. What's going on, guys and gals? Chris the Bonafide Hustler coming to you live from the outside of my house. Wow, I thought I was inside, but it seems like the outside. In this video, I'm going to show you what I dropped $3,300 on. I think I got ripped off. Did I get ripped off? Now, if you guys are watching this, you know that I associate getting ripped off to like getting a really good deal. So today, I'm gonna show you what I dropped $3,300 on. Let's go check it out. And there she is. This is what I dropped $3,300 on. Okay, so kind of like the backstory, about 6 or 8 weeks ago, actually 6 months ago, I was starting to look for a beater car. A car that I could just put miles on, you know? These are the two SUVs that we drive. One gets like 17 miles a gallon, the other one gets like 16, sometimes 15. Quite honestly, that's like super crappy. So, decided to get into a beater car about 6 months ago. I started looking and I wanted these cars. I wanted a Toyota Camry, a Toyota Corolla, a Matrix, an Echo. There was a Mazda Miata there for a second, but I was looking at that, a Celica, Honda Fit, Honda Civic, Honda Accord, those kind of cars. Cars that could be, you know, stacked high with miles with very little maintenance. So about 6 or 8 weeks ago, I come across this thing, which was chilling on Facebook Marketplace. It's a Scion XA from 2004. Scion shares the same motor with, I believe, the Prius, the Yaris, and maybe the Echo, if I'm not mistaken. So basically, if you don't know, Scion is basically a Toyota. It's just a generic Toyota, if you can look at it that way. But they're extremely reliable cars. The fit and finish inside is just like plasticky. There's nothing crazy. I didn't want anything crazy for a beater car. I wanted something that I could take around town, hustle in, put my dogs in, do things with the bikes if I want to, and go long distances without feeling like, man, that's really, you know, hampered by gas consumption, for example. All right, so let's go take a look at the car. It is a 4-door and it's kind of small, honestly. Like, I'm gonna stand next to it and you can kind of see like right here, my shoulder is higher than the actual roof. And that's because this car actually does have TRD lowering springs, which is a Toyota Racing Development kind of, not package, but you buy these lowering springs. It lowers the car about an inch. I didn't do it. It came exactly like this with the exception of the bike rack right there. And there's E-Money. Let's go say hi to E-Money real quick. Interruption of video. We're big Toyota fans, can't you tell? E-Money.
That's 100 of them.
What?
That one's gonna be 100.
100 bucks. That's right. I got it for 25. E-Money, I'm making a video about my car.
I was gonna say 80 bucks, but then I saw how clean it is.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
it's a really good bike.
$100 one.
E-Money, talking about my car. Good car?
Great car.
Yeah?
Makes me think of like, that's like an egg.
It's an escape pod, E-Money.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. This is your black spaceship. Yeah. So, anyways, black spaceship, what does it get? 15 miles a gallon or 16?
15.5, but if I really take it easy, 16.
Yeah. So now you know why we got this thing, right?
Of course. 30.
Exactly. All right, see you later, E-Money. Right. Exactly. This thing gets 30 miles a gallon, and you know, if we drive it like super conservatively, maybe 32. And that's what you can kind of get out of a 1.5 liter motor. So, was there anything I had to do to this car to make it perfect? $3,300, you know, what's the catch? Well, the funny thing is, it actually started at 4,200 bucks, and I test drove it one time, and I noticed that there was a little whine in the steering wheel, and so they thought it was a power steering pump. Guy gets checked out, and it says it's actually a loose power steering pulley or belt or something like that. Sound is gone, but he takes away from the price the cost of the labor and the part of a power steering pump, if it is that. And so far, after 2 months later, it hasn't made any sounds or anything like that. So it does ride real good. Best thing about it, let me see if I can show you. It did come with power locks, power doors, key fob. Sounds kind of 2004-ish. So we can go in here and you can kind of see this is what it is. I did put some wetsuit seat covers in there, but the seats are in perfect condition. Put some WeatherTech mats. Those are awesome. It's a 5-speed, pretty awesome. And the back looks something like this, nothing crazy. There's my gym bag. And this is what the back looks like. The trunk kind of creeped me out when I first got the car because I've never had a car where the lid is like kaboom, you know, with the head. But pretty nice little trunk, put everything in there. We could put a lot of cheddar in here. Look at this cheddar, like, oh my God, we could put so much stuff in here. Lots of cheddar. Now it does have, you know, some scuffs or whatever, but I'm not really too worried about that. The tires are in very good condition. Aftermarket wheels just came with the car. Has a TRD exhaust, came with the car. Now, TTNL on this thing was 200 bucks. I did drop 360 into some bike racks for the top because, you know, we want to get good gas mileage when we go to these like mountain biking destinations that are about an hour from town. So these are the mountain biking racks right there. We got those brand new. There is a trick I used to get them for 360 because they should have been 400. But if you want to know about that trick, let me know and I'll talk to you guys about it on the next video. But yeah, basically just wanted to show you what a beater car kind of looks like. Let me go in here for a second. The space pod is very, very small. We're in it right now. Something peculiar about the space pod, it has this weird kind of light that's in this one area. We got gum in there and some stickers. But people call it the microwave oven. And the funny thing is, when I first got the car, E-Money noticed that. So when you close the door and you start it up, the light goes away. But E-Money was like, what is that? And I was like, it's a microwave oven. It comes with a car. And he's like, no way. I was like, yeah. He's like, why would a car have a microwave oven in it? And I said, it's because when people want cheeseburgers or hot dogs or something, you can have a hot one. He's like, no way, really? I was like, no, doofus, it's just a light, you know? So that's all it is, but it is kind of a weird quirk about the car. We have like the easiest switches on earth. I don't want anything digital on a beater, you know, I want something very, very simple. And we have a CD player, which is like, not even a aux out, which is crazy. Look at that. Everything's pretty basic in this car. It's got 90, when I bought it, it had 92,000 miles on it. And now it has 94, almost 95,000. So we put some miles on this thing for sure. That's why we bought it, right? To put all the miles on it. So yeah, it's a really good car. AC blows cold, everything's good. I love the fact that it's a 5-speed, honestly. Like that just really, really pumps me up. I never thought a beater car could be really fun, and that's just only an added plus that it is extremely fun to drive. So yeah, strangely enough, this car is small, fun to drive, can park it anywhere, can parallel park it anywhere. The paint is about 6 out of 10. It has a little bit of fade, but since it's white, it doesn't really show that much. But yeah, you can't be super picky with a beater. I just had to make sure that it was a Japanese motor, transmission, driveline, all that kind of stuff, because that was the most important piece of being a beater. It was only a plus the fact that it was a 5-speed, power doors, power locks, power windows, and then it looks pretty good. Like it looks pretty clean, but it is extremely small. So this is a kid's bike on top of it. You can kind of see this is a small car. So that brings me to a couple calculations that I've done in my head with the gas prices that are here in Texas. It would take, just with the gas price savings, okay? So, you know, coming from 2 SUVs that get an average of about 16, going to this thing, which will get about 32, or it does get about 32. This car, just if we were to drive 45,000 miles and all those miles put on this car, just the gas savings alone would pay for the purchase price of this car. So that's pretty interesting to think about right there. Cheddar, cheddar, cheddar. So that's an interesting thing right there. My hopes is to put maybe 50 to 70,000 miles on this car and then sell it for around 1,500 to maybe 2 grand. Maybe, we'll see. As it stands right now, I could probably make 1,500 on it, something around there, but nothing crazy. I mean, it defeats the whole purpose of buying the beater. The purpose of buying the beater is to really stack miles on the beater, but the most important part of the beater car is that it hedges against depreciation on both of our SUVs, which is pretty monstrous. So either of those SUVs with an extra 50,000 miles or 70,000 miles would probably be worth, you know, 8 to 10 grand less or more. So that's a pretty big piece of the puzzle, and it was a play. So the reason why we bought the beater car was a hedge against that, gas prices, and yeah, and at the same time, you know, is it going to alter our life too much? No, it's actually really awesome to have a beater car. That said, the 2 SUVs back there, one's my wife's car, it's like her daily, and then my other one kind of just sits there, so I drive it once a week. Let's talk about the cost to maintain this, because really, it doesn't matter what I drive, but I'll be maintaining one of the vehicles, you know, like, so it's not like if you drive this, you have to maintain the other car, for example, like you're only maintaining this one. The sunk cost, I guess, is that the term I'm looking for, is the insurance, you know, to this car, which is I think 68 or 70 bucks a month. It's not too bad, but when we're all said and done, that's really not going to add up to too much in the end. Like really the depreciation savings alone, the gas savings alone, and the fact that this is a very easy car to work on if I have to work on it, which should be never, and parts on these cars are really not expensive at all, as opposed to, you know, 2 premium SUVs. It's a different story, but yeah, you can get these things, parts for these car, like all over eBay and stuff like that. But yeah, that's the beater right there. I wanted to show you 3,300 bucks. I guess the real question is, did I get a good deal or not? Let me know down below. Now I know how I feel about it. I want to know how you feel about it. Remember, when I bought it had 92,000 miles. I am the 3rd owner, and both previous owners, the first one put, I think, 60,000 miles on it. The second one put like 30. That's a good sign, you know, all in the span of 15 years. So that's a pretty good sign. It means the car is still running, it's good, it's being used, as opposed to a car that kind of just sits around, degrades the entire time. I like it to be running, so that way all the fluids are good. Haven't done an oil change on this car yet. I did replace all the spark plugs. That was like nothing. But yeah, that's all I've done. I haven't done anything. And I'm about to do an oil change pretty soon, but that's good. That means I'm using the car, and that's great. So what do you guys think of the beater? Good decision? Bad decision? Pretty small car, honestly. Like, look how small this is compared to the curb behind it. Oh my gosh. This is a small car. Oh my gosh. Why is it so small? That's what she said, and it's small. You let me know. I made this video so that way you guys can see some of the things that go on in my head or my wife's head when we come together and we're like, all right, you know, how can we kind of get ahead a little bit? And this was one of the ways that we thought about to save a little bit of money later on. But like I said, it only works if we put, you know, 50 to 70,000 miles on this car, which is what the plan is. And by the way, when I first met College Picker, for example, he showed up in one of these things. I think the day that he showed up, his had like 130,000, maybe 140,000. Running perfect. He hasn't done very many things to that car, and now I think it has 250,000 miles, and it's in Florida. I think his brother's driving it or something like that. So it's kind of a testament to the fact that with very little upkeep, these cars just keep going. Yeah, and that was like one of the main things why I wanted a Honda or a Toyota or something like that, is because I don't want to really spend too much in it outside of just random things. It's like an oil change, you know, and maybe radiator flush or something, but really nothing. A lot of these things I could do. Make sure you hit the like button, and hit the like button for some cheddar on top of the car too. I would greatly appreciate it, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'll see you on the next one. Take it easy. Goodbye.